We said before the tournament we could do something special. You know that you have that chance. This opportunity isn't going to slip. This is going to be our time.
When that whistle blew, everything accumulated into, my God, we've done this. How far could we go?
I just can't believe that it actually happened.
That's the best thing I've ever felt. I've never been that excited about anything ever.
Something just clicked that day and it was really, really special for us. It was just so nice to see everyone so happy with all the people that had supported them. And I think the nice thing was that our friends and family have been through the bad times as well as the good times. And for them to be there that day and to be able to see how happy we were and how excited we were, just something clicked and really made us so excited for the next few weeks.
The girls that I play with are a bunch of incredible women. They deserve a huge amount of respect for the commitment that they've made over the years and the sacrifices along the way. You know, we've got a team made up of doctors, lawyers, teachers, accountants, engineers. The list goes on, and we are just a group of great friends who love spending time together doing what we love.
Closer to the World Cup, we just started having really honest conversations with each other. You know, things we had to work on, things that we had to change, and the amount of time we spent together, it's kind of like a family. You know, you don't choose your family, it's chosen for you. And sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, but you just love each other no matter what. So I think we just, for some reason, it just kind of clicked like that.
I feel a huge amount of pride to captain the Irish women's team, and we have an incredible group of players, and I'm just the lucky one that gets to wear the armband at the end of the day. There's so many leaders within the group and we all feed off each other and inspire each other, and so the captaincy job isn't the most difficult one in the world because of how close and player-driven this group of girls are.
We arrived in London and we had a couple of days to really prepare for that first game against the USA. We were in team meetings, individual meetings. We had known every player's name, their age, their height. We were so prepared. I think it helped that we had a couple of us playing over in the States previously, so we know the style of hockey that they like to play. We had been to the USA on a trip, so we were as prepared as we could have been.
We always targeted that first game. USA is a game that we could win. We know USA quite well, know their players quite well, and have played them, I suppose, a number of times over the last number of years.
I remember sitting on the floor outside my hotel room, ringing my mum, and she said, "How's the mood?" And I just said, we're going to beat them.
I just remember standing in the tunnel, like looking up at the big World Cup picture of the World Cup beside me, and I actually started to tear up and get quite emotional about it because it was like, oh my God, we're here. This is it.
It was the day before we were even looking at film for the last time, and we had spoke about how their midfield step up and press. Even though it looks like a wonder pass, we knew that their left or right midfielder has a tendency to step out, and that gap could be there if our forwards could just pick that line. I still get reminded it wasn't a flat pass, it wasn't the perfect pass, but it made its way through somehow.
The ball came through, and I to be honest, I can't even remember what I was thinking, and suddenly I'm celebrating, so it was incredibly special.
If I end up scoring a penalty corner routine, it's usually because someone else has made a mistake. I can remember seeing Ali Meek celebrating, and I was like, don't you dare try and take my goal. I didn't score very many goals for Ireland, so I was determined that no one got a touch in that one, so it was going to be mine.
It's to Batiste. Batiste sweeps and a great deflection. What a goal that was by the USA, and they pulled the goal back. Ireland have taken it quickly, played it forward. There's 2 players forward. It's 2-on-1 if the ball could be released. It is released wide now. Chance for Duke to get a second. Duke shoots. It's dribbled in. It's gone off the mitt of Briggs and into the goal. Ireland now have a 3-1 lead.
I had kind of visualised, you know, for quite a long time about scoring goals in London. I thought I was going to score in my reverse. That's what I had in my mind. It was pretty nice to score 2 in the first game.
I wasn't shocked. We totally deserved the win. We outplayed them in every respect, and it was such a good way to start the tournament, but it wasn't a shock for us.
The special thing about this group is just how absolutely mad everyone is. From the youngest to the oldest, there probably is no one really that mature. We're always, you know, messing and joking.
The young girls really kept the older girls entertained, and you know, they just wanted to sit in the room, and we had them out playing, and yeah, I thought we all came together well. It was a good mix between experience and youth.
The biggest messers in the squad for us would be also the most fun people. You know, always kind of making everyone laugh or picking the group up when they most needed it. You know, they're the youngsters, Zoe Wilson and Lena Tice.
Who is your favourite pop star?
My favourite pop star? Justin Bieber, obviously. Obviously.
What? That's it. Justin Bieber, yeah, can you not tell? Look, she even got his haircut. That's the job, like.
I performed Justin Bieber's Baby. I did for the cameras before, and I think it's something else that took on, and it became kind of my part to play in the change rooms pre-game. So there was a few of us who had a song or a dance kind of to sing, and of course Baby was mine. So I took to the stage with the hockey stick in hand and, you know, belted Justin Bieber into my hockey stick and pretending I was on stage. Yeah, it was again, it just added to that fun element.
The question everyone asks us is, what media training did you get? And we just reply, nothing. We got nothing. This is just us. This is who we are. I think it's what made people follow us. They felt like they sort of knew us in a way because we were really being ourselves, and none of it was forced.
We knew with a win against India then would take us directly through to the quarterfinals, so it was just pure excitement at that stage, and you know, just trying to do our preparation as well as we possibly can, trying to keep the girls' feet on the ground and going through our processes and making sure we were as prepared and ready as possible come that game.
The conditions that day, it's very difficult to describe to somebody who wasn't there. It was so hot. We were out on the warm-up pitch before the match started, and you know, we just weren't expecting that type of heat. It was a really, really gruelling day to be on the pitch. India play quite, you know, a direct, high-tempo game, and we were happy that we scored early.
So it goes to the right-hand castle. Okay, with a slap. There's the deflection. There's the goal.
It's always so special to score a goal in an international game, especially at a World Cup against India in such a crucial game. But when it's a goal that you've prepared the day before, you know the night before that it's going to be called, you know that you have that chance. I think it's always so satisfying when it goes in the back of the net.
That moment with 5-6 seconds to go, I knew when we had possession of the ball that they just weren't going to get it back, so I knew obviously victory was all but there. I actually turned around to our staff. It was actually our staff were above the crowd, and I acknowledged them. I suppose just, again, pure excitement, pure joy to realise now we were now entering the top 8 in the world, and here we are now going to enter a quarter-final.
When that whistle blew, everything accumulated into, my God, we've done this. Like, how far could we go? And I think it was more the emotion of the journey that I've been on, and also too then trying to recognise the journey that the girls have been on. Because when you're so involved in a group and so close to the group, you then snowball it into, oh my goodness, how must these guys be feeling? And I think that accumulated in me, blubbering like a 3-year-old on Graham's shoulder.
We said before the tournament we could do something special. We said we could get to a quarter-final, but we've said things like that before and we haven't achieved them. So The day we qualified for the quarter-final with a game in hand, still to play the English at home was such an amazing day for Irish hockey.
Since the World Cup, many people have asked me if the atmosphere in the tunnel and the smiles of us running out, how we enjoyed the anthems, if this was something that we had sat down with our psychologist and talked about. And the honest response is no. We'd never been there before and you couldn't help but smile. I think it was just raw emotion of, wow, this is amazing.
Hands down the best experience I've ever had in my life. You just know that it's going to be a great game, and definitely as a goalkeeper I'm going to be very busy playing against them. So it was good. Really looking forward to the game, knowing it was coming up.
Unsworth with the slap, the save by McFerrin. Is walking up the park, she's going to fire this in. Far post, what a save from McFerrin off the deflection of Townsend. Hansley gets hold of it and they score!
When I look back at the World Cup, music is something that actually played a big role in our experience. Some of those songs, they mean a whole lot to us.
We would just gather songs, everybody picked a favourite song or two, and the playlist sort of just came together naturally. We had our song that we sang after every victory as well, High by the Lighthouse Family.
None of us are great singers, but not for the want of trying. We do try and we do tell each other that we are awful, but it doesn't stop us.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. That's all you're getting.
Zoe Wilson spent her entire World Cup singing Christmas songs, and every night before a game she'd come in with her Christmas music playing and make us get up and dance around.
I really thought it felt like Christmas because we were all so excited that it was our first major tournament. It felt like Christmas Eve when we were waking up to Santa coming and the presents were going to be opened.
What was just a joke initially kind of got some legs, and now everybody knows about it.
All I want for Christmas is you. That's all I got.
All we wanted to do before the tournament was get to a quarter-final, but now we're in a quarter-final against India and then a semi-final potentially against Spain or Germany, both of whom we had beaten before. And we sat there and we said, this opportunity isn't going to slip. This is going to be our time.
We saw it as a real opportunity because we had exceeded expectations. We had gone through to the final 8, having come in as the second lowest ranked team, so what did we have to lose?
It's inside the D, goes great save, Savita. Comes to Rani, takes a touch, hits it, saved well by McFerrin. We are headed for a shootout.
Personally, I didn't even expect it to go to 1v1s. I was sure we were going to get a goal during normal time, even right to the very last second. So the minute the final whistle went, I kind of had to realise, okay, it's actually going to 1v1s here. It was very much within our control, and of course Aisha was having a stormer, so that also gives you confidence as someone who's stepping up to take one.
I was nervous for sure, but I kind of had to keep that calm sort of atmosphere about me. I was confident in what I was doing. I knew I was kind of strong and powerful, and I'm pretty good at the shootouts. The Indians, they were tough. I knew as well that they were kind of fatiguing towards the end of the game. It was a good battle, but I was just about staying with them as much as possible, and I knew I could do that.
You're kind of trying to make sure that whoever wants to take it is certain. So I think, yeah, I felt good, I suppose. I backed myself, just like the other 4. You know, I miss more than I score, so got lucky that day.
McFerrin came, then retreat. Navjot, it's saved by McFerrin.
I got up to the line ball was there, ready to go, and the whistle blows, and I started to move, and it was the weirdest feeling. It was, my mind went blank. A weird calm kind of came over me, and it all happened so quickly. Instinct took over, and I literally just played what I saw. I saw a gap, and I put the ball through it or in that direction. It was my first ever 1v1 I'd scored at any level, so it was crazy. My heart really was thumping.
Ali's penalty just encapsulates what she's all about. That flair, that confidence, that little bit of ego, and to be able to flick the ball in between the goalie's legs is just incredible amount of skill, but also that cheeky confidence that we all love about her.
I wasn't able to watch any of the penalty shootout, really. I found myself facing the other way for pretty much all of them, and just watching the crowd, you know, seeing this moment of anticipation in everyone's faces where I can hear the whistle blowing, watching everyone's faces and watching the reactions.
Rena spins, she does score. So now it falls down to the last one for Ireland.
I didn't volunteer to take the last penalty. I was left to it. I was last over, I guess, to pick my spot, but I didn't mind, to be honest. I'd taken the 5 slot in the warm-up games as well, and I'd practiced that, and it was kind of a situation I'd been in before as well, so I didn't mind really. I didn't think about it too much.
Savita has to save for India to keep their dream alive. Watkins straight down the barrel she goes. Savita moving on her toes, forces her one way, she's going to score it. Ireland are in the semi-final of the World Cup.
I was looking for green, and I think I closed my eyes as well, and there was, you know, just chaos really, and I was just looking for everybody, and I saw a group running to the corner. Obviously Aisha was over there, so I just had a lot of kind of adrenaline. I was trying to just find everybody, and yeah, I happened to run by a few of the girls.
Yeah, I sprinted straight towards her to celebrate, and she sprinted the complete opposite direction. I showed her the video after the game, and we had a good laugh about it. She's apologised, but I think she's just chuffed because I think it's maybe the first time that she's out-sprinted me before, so.
Having come over India in the quarter-final, we knew then that we were fronting up against Spain in the semi-final of a World Cup, a team that we knew incredibly well and had played against so many times in the past. And with that, we saw real opportunity. It was a game that we wanted to go after and not let us pass by.
This was the biggest game of our lives, and I really think that we just went out there and threw everything at it, and we were never going to lose.
And we are underway in semi-final number 1. At the top of the circle is McKay. Joining him now is Fraser. It's going to be McKay. The slap, looking for the deflection, and Ireland! And it is O'Flanagan who has scored! Here's Benasha into the circle, hit the chance, and it's McGowan who scored! Well, there is the final hooter. Ireland against Spain is going to a shootout.
We went into 1v1s again against Spain, and I think it was Nikki Daly who said, "Oh, listen, I'm not feeling it today. Will somebody else take it?" And we had a kind of a group of maybe 7 or 8 of us that were perhaps prepared to take one, and the 5 people feeling it on the day would be the ones to step up. So I took Nikki's spot in the 1v1s, and the other 4 girls remained the same, and they had kind of said, "Oh, we want to keep the same order as we did in the India game." And I said, "That's fine, you know, where am I going?" And they're saying, "Well, you're going first."
Into the circle she comes. She's got 8 seconds in which to try and beat the Spanish keeper. Moves it to the right. Good save from Ruiz. Play on, and she scores. Pinder scores. Oliver shaves for the shot at the top of the circle, and she scores. Oliver makes it 1-1.
I knew the Spanish could throw something different at me. Again, Spain are very, very talented players, very skillful. So it would definitely help me build confidence, but I knew there was going to be something else thrown at me.
Watkins trying to move Ruiz. She's done brilliantly. Chloe Watkins has scored. Riera to the top of the circle. She paused against, he looked for the lob. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Lola Riera has come up with the most audacious shootout finish to take us to sudden death.
Usually what happens when you go to sudden death is the people who have scored theirs in the first round, they're usually the people then who will step forward and take one.
Oliver, shot from the top last time. This time she looks to go around McFerrin. McFerrin's made the save with the stick, and McFerrin has saved, and now Ireland have a chance to win it.
Chloe kind of come over and she couldn't get her heart rate back down because she had taken the last 1v1, whereas I'd taken the first 1v1, so I had a little bit more time to compose myself, but I kind of felt maybe I'll just volunteer.
I remember thinking when Jill stood up, there's no better woman. There is no better woman than Gillian Pinder to take this penalty. She has this incredible ability to just, you know, take the crowd out of it, take the occasion out of it, everything.
Gillian Pinder now has the opportunity to send the Green Army wild.
I just can't believe that it actually happened. Whenever the penalty went in, I didn't know to laugh, to cry, to run.
That's the best thing I've ever felt. I've never been that excited about anything ever.
I think it was the best moment of all of our lives. And I don't think any of us will ever forget it.
I was in West Cork watching the semi-final and I saw that Megan was injured and she didn't go back on the pitch, and I knew that I was the first reserve, so I just had to get to London.
I was elated like everyone else, but as I was hobbling over towards the huddle, I kind of knew that I didn't know, how one day's recovery, how far I was going to get in that. 3 months before, I couldn't even sprint without pain, and then to be able to come this far and play an international game, play 7 international games in 2 weeks, was something that I can definitely look back and be pretty happy about.
Sorry. You know, we're being honest about it. I think she knew herself that she just wasn't right to play in a World Cup final against the world #1. It had to be done. There was no way we could go in and play that game with 17 players, and the right call was to call in the fresh legs.
Got a call from Arlene, the manager, and she was like, "Emily, you need to bring your hockey stick, you need to bring your passport." And I was like, "Arlene, like, what's going on?" And she was like, "You're playing in a World Cup final today."
We had achieved beyond expectation, and we were playing against the #1 in the World Cup final. I mean, I've only dreamt of that since I was a little girl, and to say that you've achieved a lifelong dream is just amazing.
Anything you did, there's just pure support behind you. Like, you couldn't make a mistake. Everyone was just in full support of you. I remember, I don't know how I even managed to hear them, but it was in the final and I was just standing at right back. I hadn't been past the ball or anything like that, and someone was just going, "Go on, Matthews, you're doing great, you're doing great." And it's just that unwavering support. It helps you play without fear, really, because you just know they've got your back no matter what.
We actually started the game really well. We were strong, but it was, you know, the second quarter, just before half-time, we kind of lacked concentration and let ourselves, you know, slip a little bit, and they got 2 quick goals in succession, and that's the type of team they are. They have the quality just to take advantage of any mistake you make. And unfortunately, yeah, we came out in the second half and again had a period of about 10 minutes where we just didn't give it our full attention. And soon we were in the wrong side of a big scoreline. We came back out in the fourth quarter and really fought to the end, and we didn't concede again.
Nice for Graham Shaw to give O'Flanagan some time between the posts.
In 2016, I was diagnosed with a rare form of sarcoma. It was a soft tissue sarcoma, which is a type of cancer. I was fortunate in that it was a couple of day operations. They were not too major. It was a few weeks to kind of a couple of months recovering. To look back now and say that I've come through all of that, I played in a World Cup final, I have a World Cup silver medal, is something beyond what I've ever believed was possible.
The final whistle went, and I remember being hunched over on the ground and being really, really annoyed, because I just looked around the stadium and the number of people that had made the effort to come to London to watch us. And I remember being disappointed. And then Graham got us all into a huddle. He said, in 8 minutes' time, you're going to be handed a World Cup silver medal. If you don't enjoy that moment for what it is, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. We're the real winners here. You know, we've just made history. Every person that for that split second I thought I had disappointed, they weren't at all disappointed, and they were so proud of us, and they were so excited. You know, we had just lost the World Cup final 6-0, and they were so excited.
From the World Cup final, it was a complete whirlwind of a 24 hours. We're talking a chartered plane home from London.
Hey, baby! Ooh, I wanna know! Hello! I am sorry to be the old crowd, all the bad news, but this is still not quite safe to be deceived.
Well, I do remember a funny story, and it's myself and Shirley kind of heading off to the World Cup. So when we headed off to the World Cup, we were sort of the last two getting up onto the plane. We were going up the stairs, and I remember Shirley going, "Oh, turn around here and let's wave our fans off." And we were like waving, you know, to nobody. There was nobody there. You know, we were pretending we were going off to the World Cup. We'll wave off our fans. And then when we were coming back, you know, we had this chartered plane. We had an escort into the terminal with the fire brigades, and I remember Shirley turning around and reminding me of that first instance when we got on the plane. She was like, "Dales, you remember when we, you know, were getting on the plane, we were waving our fans off, like pretending to wave our fans off?" She's like, "Well, there's actually people here that we're going to have to wave to when we get off this plane."
It wasn't actually until we stepped out onto Dame Street did it really start to hit home with me, because our jaws dropped. You literally couldn't see the end of the street.
It was like a moment of shock walking up on the stage and walking across and just being like, is there something else going on here? Is this couldn't be all for us? Gobsmacked, that was what I was whenever we got up there.
Yeah, we finally got a tweet from Mariah Carey, and yeah, it was an exciting moment for us for sure. You know, I'm a big Mariah Carey fan, so I was pretty chuffed.
Rule books went out the window. In one of very few sports I think this could happen in. And maybe I'm wrong, but I would really love to see another sporting event where you were second from bottom in this World Cup and you came away with a silver medal.
To this day, it still sort of hasn't sunk in properly. I've played a few games for Ireland and nothing can ever beat that moment and knowing that we'd upset so many odds.
It's proof that hard work and dedication and dreams come true. It's proof that everything and anything is possible.
It's the most valuable thing that I own. To come away from it all with a silver medal is just incredible, and not only a silver medal for me and the girls, but also for our families and friends who've supported us the whole way.
The next big thing for us is qualifying for the Olympics, and I really think we're in a great place. We're a really motivated group, and it's all about building momentum and keeping the success going. We will get to the next Olympics.
If anything, the World Cup has just made us hungrier, and we want to be the start of something really special for hockey in Ireland. We don't want it to be a one-hit wonder.
I want to go to the Olympics, and I want to go with this group of girls. And I'll treasure the silver medal, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm sure I will tell everyone about it in years to come. But right now, unfortunately, it has to stay in its box, and when we get to the Olympics, maybe then I can talk about it a bit more.
For the Irish women's team, as the expectations on the island of Ireland fall upon their shoulders this evening. We are heading for a shootout. But she did. Canada are in full control of this shootout now. And it's on to Brienne Stairs, who can put Canada in the Olympic Games. McFerrin stops it.
goodness, it's sudden death. To the Olympics!
You know, during the week I try to imagine what this moment could feel like, and I tell you, it's 20 million times better. There's nothing that I can say to put it into words what this means. This has been years in the making. It hasn't been this group of girls or this management. It hasn't been the last 10 years, it's been centuries.
There's no words to describe it. I can't even, I'm over the moon. I'm a bit in shell shock actually, but it's just amazing, and we just thank so much people for all their love and support. We couldn't have done without them this evening.
I'm just so incredibly proud of them. You know, girls have put in 10, 12 years, and so many players have gone before us, and they've built the platform and they've brought us to the level that we're at, and this is for them too.
It's so surreal. It's so surreal. I mean, we've dreamt about this, but I think one thing that we've sort of has changed our mindset a little bit is this is just another step in our journey.
We always said, you know, we wanted to go to the Olympics, but it's not just about going to the Olympics for us, it's about competing at the Olympics, and we know we can do that.